And we are up and running. We're going to be talking about a game that might as well be a preseason game for, I guess we'll see if Trae Young's playing. Clint Capella ruled in. We'll see. We shall see. Because right now, we ain't going to get no Giannis. We ain't going to get no healthy Trae. Somebody just commented on a YouTube video, Trae's not gimpy at all. Yeah, I mean, the guy just opted to rest in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference. He's not hurt or injured. He just took a rest day in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference. Somebody told me he was jumping up and down on the sideline. So that means that he's 100% healthy because he was shooting threes in shoot-around 2 days ago, but then he didn't play in the game. 100% healthy, though. So, yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? We up in here today breaking down this game. I have the Bucks -2. I actually want to see what the markets are trending to right now. I'm going to pull up the Action Network comparison tool. I'll just throw it on the screen if anybody's interested. I mean, there's a bunch of tools like this out there. I use Action Network for NBA. They have a couple more offerings, if you will. It's at -3 now, so I'm happy where I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks -2 this morning. We talked about that. The entire industry, as it usually is at this time of the day for when there's one basketball game on, the entire industry is at the exact same point right now. So Bucks -3, and this only, I assume this is taking into account the chance and a significant chance that Trae Young does not play today since he did not just play 2 days ago, right? And series tied 2-2 now. It's not like desperation, you lose and you go home. And yeah, I would say that I'm projecting Trae Young in, and even if Trae Young is in, I like the Bucks -2 where I got them at this morning. Obviously, we like that even more if he's out. I ended up taking a couple props this morning. We can touch back on those and maybe take a couple more. But yeah, any Q&As that you have, if you're still playing in the DFS streets, feel free to ask any questions there as well. I'm playing a couple of lineups a night and showdowns. I mean, I'm doing the projections and things like that. But those projections primarily, especially now that there's no 2-game slates, I was playing much more when we had these 2-game slates. First time not having a 2-game slate in a little while. But I am primarily focusing on the player props markets, the betting markets, the betting prop markets as well, just in terms of specific quarters and things like that here and there when something looks appealing. Live betting as well. I'll be watching the game tonight. Going to get myself some kava, sit down, watch some motherfucking game, have a good old time. We got some people up in the chat. What is the ownership on Cam Reddish tonight? Are you on him? The Cam Reddish question for me is going to be a big old it depends. And here's a double box right now. Cam Reddish I have projected for 14 minutes of play with Trae Young in. If that is the case, then I have very little interest in Cam Reddish. Not zero, but very little interest in Cam Reddish. If Trae Young is out, well, that interest is going to increase a significant amount as he's only $3,200, and we can start to see Cam Reddish, especially, I mean, he shot really well in the last game, 5 of 9. That's not really something you know Cam Reddish to do. He's going to come out there, he's going to play some decent defense for you, maybe contribute on offense. But if there's no Trae Young, you can probably see 18 to 20 plus minutes like you saw last time, and that does become appealing. So Cam Reddish is a big question mark depending on what happens with Trae Young, and this game does start relatively soon, so we might get this Trae Young game time decision news hopefully within the next hour and not like 10 minutes before lock like we did with some stuff yesterday, Cam Johnson news, all that type of stuff. Veteran Mafia, what's going on? Who pissed in the Cheerios this morning? Oh, no. Favorite captain, Drew or Middleton today? I think my answer there is going to be Drew. Let's actually see what the optimizers give me. I have 5 captains I have 5 players that I allowed to be in my captain today, and this is the big energy optimizer. No better time to sign up than the first day of the month. This is the slowest month of the year. The NBA is wrapping up. The NFL does not start until August 5th with the preseason. Yes, we are that close to the NFL, right? A month away or so. But the slowest month of the year, still MMA, massive MMA card coming up in a week. Still PGA, of course, still tools going out for those. We just added an MLB optimizer to go along with PGA, NBA, and now we have 4 sports optimizers on Patreon. I mean, all for low cost of like $25 a month, not even counting the other tools. So you can check all those out if you would like to. But right now, these are the 5 captains that I'm interested in getting. Trae Young, obviously, if he plays or not, I'll have interest there. Middleton and Drew Holiday are going to be the highest owned captains. They should be the highest owned captains. They make the most sense. John Collins, because I believe there is a ceiling there. And then good old Bobby Portis, I'm actually allowing to be a captain. I'll be curious to see how much Bobby Portis captain ownership I get. But you should definitely expect to see massively high ownership on the first 2 fellas that were discussed, or the first 2 of 3, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Now, let's see where my exposure is currently coming in at. So my exposure is currently coming in right here. This is my overall exposure, captain and captain plus utility spots. The highest owned captains today, though, are definitely, I'm going to be probably above the field on Middleton and Holiday. I'm going to play 20 maxes. I'm not going to do 150s. I might just go 100% on those fellas. Drew Holiday is going to be my favorite play in the slate today. That just happens to be the case by 1% over Middleton, but he'll be my favorite captain spot as well. You get a significant price reduction on him of $800 difference between him and Middleton. And I actually think so far, since the beginning of April, right, meaningful basketball, playoffs included, with no Giannis on the court, Drew Holiday, even slumping in the postseason. Middleton has had his ups and downs, but Holiday more so slumping than Middleton. Even slumping in the postseason since the beginning of April, with Giannis off the court, 1.34 fantasy points per minute, 1.34 for Drew Holiday, 1.31. So it's basically the same, but Holiday is still slightly above and has more outs to his game. Middleton is going to get some rebounds. He has an assist percentage. Holiday's assist percentage is damn near 40%. So it looks very, very good. Very, very good. So the answer, Aiden, there's a long way around it of kind of looking at where we're at right now early on. The answer for me is going to be Mr. Drew Holiday, but it's extremely close. It's extremely close. Hey, Sal, top three both sides today. Drew, Middleton, and I mean the top three on Milwaukee. Like they could have the top five today, but Drew, Middleton, and Bobby Portis are going to be my favorite plays on Milwaukee today. And then on the opposite side from Atlanta, it's going to be Clint Capella, Trae Young, and Gallo. Collins or Horder today? Good question. I will take Collins today. Yo, what's going on, Paul? Who's the lowest owned captain with the most upside? I think the lowest owned captain probably with the most upside might be, I think it's going to be probably Bobby Portis. Like, here's the thing. Today, there's going to be like four captains, right? You're going to see, assuming that Trae Young plays, you're going to see really just Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Trae Young are probably going to command 70% of the captain ownership. And then you have another X amount of players that are going to actually pick up some sort of projection on the slate, like guys that would actually mean something as a captain. I only have 5, but you can tell me that there's like 8 guys who can hit like a 40-point upside today. Kevin Horder, Bogdanovich can get hot, right? Those types of things. Brook Lopez can get hot. We've seen it before. Clint Capella. Those types of guys can at least hit 40. We've seen it in the regular season, maybe even the postseason. But the rest of those guys, the rest of those 6, 7, 8 guys who maybe can hit a 35 to 40-plus point day, not counting Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Trae Young, they're going to have to split 30% captain ownership, 35% maybe, right? So they're all going to be low owned. So outside of those top 3, everybody else is going to be low owned in the captain spot. Bobby Portis is probably my favorite captain outside of the big 3. I would rank it Drew, Middleton, Trae if he plays, Bobby Portis, and John Collins in terms of my captain interest from a DFS perspective, and that is because there's massive upside there. Now, he can only play 20 minutes and struggle and drop coverage if Trae plays on defense, and then he gets limited in his minutes, and Brook Lopez is playing 38 today and playing massive minutes, right? That's a possibility. But Bobby Portis is a massive fantasy point per minute producer. 1.25 with Giannis off the court since the beginning of April. I mean, that's big. So if he can just play even 25 minutes of play today, you can see a 35, 40-point performance. Collins going off tonight. Hey, we'll have some captain ownership, so I would not be totally against it. Middleton or Holiday at captain spot? Yeah, they're the 2 guys today, right? I'll take Holiday if I had to pick one. What's up, Sal? It's SuperDraft. SuperDraft today, it's Drew and Middleton over there, too. I mean, that's as simple as that. Drew, Middleton, and maybe somebody who's not as obvious, but Brook Lopez would be my favorite, quote-unquote, sleeper, lower owned, not the big names. Brook Lopez would be my favorite, my third favorite play. Definitely would be in my lineups over on SuperDraft. He's my third highest projected play today. SuperDraft having nice contests. I believe they're back up to $2,000 today. If you want to check them out, no salary caps. We'll check in with them later on to see if they're going to be filling over there. Do you have any info on Tucker with Giannis off the court? Not off the top of my dome, but I can get it in about 30 seconds for you. Might be closer to a minute. But I did raise Tucker from 0.48 fantasy points per minute to 0.55, so it's nothing major, right? Tucker hit like 2 threes in the last game. Okay, cool. It's nothing major. Like PJ Tucker has the same role every time. Play some defense, stay in the quarter. He's not a shot creator. He's not somebody who does anything with pick and roll, right? It's not upside. It's if guys are driving and dishing and he's hitting those shots. He hit 2 of 5 last game, right? So 5 shots, that's like a big game for him. So far this entire season with Giannis off the court, PJ Tucker is averaging 0.46 fantasy points per minute. That's if you go all the way back to when he joined this team. If we take it back to, let's just say, which actually might be like around the same time, like middle of April, but April 1st is going to be about the same. Yeah, so he's averaging the same. PJ Tucker, I gave him more than he actually deserves here, right? So if anything, I'm over-projecting PJ Tucker, and even then, I'm really not interested at 17 fantasy points. So Tucker, nothing changes when Giannis is off the court, and we can show you this right now. So this is since the beginning of April with Giannis off the court. PJ Tucker averages 0.48 fantasy points per minute, right? The usage rate, nothing changes. 6% usage, not great. A 1% steal, where is it? A 5% assist percentage right here. That's not great. And now if you just take Giannis and put Giannis on the court, we can see what PJ Tucker is doing when Giannis actually plays. There's not going to be much of a difference here. PJ Tucker is not much of a scorer. Here you go, 0.47. So he goes from he goes from 0.47 with Giannis on to 0.48 with Giannis off. PJ, nothing changed. This always happens if you were ever somebody who would play DFS literally just last year when James Harden was on the Rockets, the year before that. Whenever guys would miss, whenever James Harden would miss, or if it was Russell Westbrook on the Rockets or Chris Paul on the Rockets, if you go years back, whenever those guys would miss, PJ Tucker, nothing would change. Some people would want to run to him in DFS, but it was the Eric Gordons that would benefit. It was the Ben McLemores, Daniel Houses, right? Those types of guys in the Rockets, not Tucker, because he just stays in the same spot. Redmond, what's going on? He says, Sal, buddy, it's been a minute. How you doing? Hope your day is good. I'm doing well now. First day as a 25-year-old, so having a first day since turning yesterday. So having a good time. We're chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool. I just prepped up the next month or so of scheduled videos. I haven't get them all, but a schedule to create certain NFL videos. Preseason starts August 5th, and then August 12th, there'll be 4 to 5 days of NFL preseason every single week, Thursday to Sunday or Thursday to Monday. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And then the NFL season starts shortly after that. So this next month or so, we get some nice NBA games every other day now with the finals basically for the next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But intertwined with that, including the 2 to 3 weeks after that until NFL preseason starts, we'll be releasing just a bunch. I've already got about 5 videos scheduled. I'm going to record a couple more tomorrow. Just, you know, your rankings type videos, your tiers, sleepers, breakout players, all that type of stuff for football. So I'm excited to do that, a little bit of a switch up. Is Portis at captain absolutely insane? No, I do not think so. He's one of the 5 that I believe you can get to in captain today. Who would you like better tonight, Holiday or Middleton? Yeah, that's going to be the question I think we've already answered now. It'll be a third time. My answer will be Holiday, but the actual answer is both of those guys are probably going to be in my main lineup, right? A single entry 3 max, they're going to be in there. To put one in the captain spot, I'll go Drew Holiday. Cheaper, can leave some more money on the table. Digging the setup with the HD, nice. Yeah, man, we transitioned to this. I want to say, do I have the light above me on? No. I want to say a couple months back, 2 months back, we transitioned to the new setup, new camera. Just got a rim light back there, which I might switch to this side because then that'll look like that's actually real light hitting me instead of over here there's a light hitting me that there's nothing there to really do that. But I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you've been well. You like Middleton over 2.5 threes? Yes. If you watch my content, though, over-unders on threes, there's not much. You can try to project it, but it is so finite, if that's not even probably a word. It is so sensitive. Like 2.5 threes, if you try and project it out, it's going to project him for 2.7 or 2.8 or 2.4. Like, yeah, it's over, but what does that mean to you? Like, it's not actually giving you an edge. It's so, not rare, but so small of a difference in it. Now, in this type of a situation, when he plays more minutes, that's nice to see. Like, Middleton's going to play. I have him at 44 minutes of play today, right? We can pull back up the minutes on Milwaukee. Like, I have Middleton and Drew Holiday at 44 minutes of play each. I mean, this is game 5. This is winner has to lose 2 in a row to not go to the finals. This is for basically all the marbles. If the closest thing it can get to all the marbles outside of game 7 and or the finals, right? So, yeah, I expect 44 minutes out of each of these guys. They play 42 in the other games, and 44 might be a low number if the game's staying close, right? Do you like Holiday over Middleton in the 2-game slate? My man Paul, I do not believe there's a 2-game slate unless I completely missed it. Is it a 2-game slate with both of the game 5 and game 6s? Did they add that? I did not personally see that in there. Yeah, so there's no 2-game slate. No 2-game slate because the other series has ended. Smash the like button, fellas. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hit that up. For showdowns, is it still better to do the small field single entry or the 150K to first? This is more of a personal question for you specifically for what your goals are. The 150K to first, sadly, on a showdown slate where there's 20,000 entries, you're probably never going to win the 150K to first unless you play a bunch of guys who get blowout run for like 5 minutes at the end of the game and one of them happens to go for like 10 points and like 3 steals, right? And like something crazy at $3,000 flat that nobody has him. And barring anything crazy like that, you're going to split the money. I still like single entry 3 max small fields. You will run into somewhat of an issue where in single entry 3 max small field events, you're probably not going to find that many great contests. Like there's a decent one today, but it's 7,100 people still, right? $5 buy-in. Like it's not that great. And that's not even, I don't even think that's a single entry. That's a 150 max. So that's a decent 150 max. But if you're looking for single entry 3 max, you're not going to find decent ones in terms of high payouts, unless you go to the ones that have like 100 people in them, and then you're each paying $50, and then you get somewhat of a high payout there. Like there's a 2 max for $4,000. There's a 3 max for 166 people, but it's a $200 buy-in. So it's a little bit more difficult to find them to get a lot of action down. So, I mean, playing everything's not a bad idea, but that being said, instead of playing everything in DFS and playing the 150 maxes, that portion of money, right, instead of playing $1,000 a night in DFS like during the regular season, I'm now shifting that money over, and I'm going to be playing much less, first of all, like 10% in DFS in general, and I'm going to shift 30% of that into the betting markets and the spreads, and I only have like $400 in play, right? Something like that. Because I don't really want to get much more down on one game, right? Such a high variance thing. especially when there's maybe not tomorrow, but every other day except tomorrow in the playoffs, there's been another game tomorrow, right? So, yeah, it's these NBA showdowns. If this was NFL showdown, I'd be like, yeah, play the 150 max to first. You can definitely get different. You can leave money on the table and have a really good lineup. NFL showdowns, that's why we have specific videos and streams for those every single day that are massive, because there actually is an edge there. It's not a crazy edge. It's still one game, but there's an edge and there's some game theory to it. NBA, it's not too much, right? You can fade some ownership. You can play some low on captains. But for the most part, stick to the props. Stick to the player props. Stick to prize picks. Why not? Finally, we get to talk about Aaron Rodgers wall-to-wall. You love to hear it. You love to hear it. Wall-to-wall coverage. What's up, Sal? How was the B-Day celebration? It was a ton of fun. Saw Joe Rogan last night. Tony Hinchcliffe came up before. They lock up your phone so that they can be absolutely, not just vulgar, but touch on everything in society, that all of Twitter's heads would explode if they said that stuff and somebody caught a clip of it. It was amazing. It was an amazing show. Did a lot of other stuff as well. It was a fun time. Collins or Capella? Thanks, Sal. If I had to pick one, I would pick Capella today. Hey, Sal, I've been tracking your prize picks since late in the first round, and you are 60-40. Great job. Steve, I appreciate that. You should tell Adam Renner, or whatever his name was, who came in here earlier, who said, Sal, your prize picks the last 2 days have stunk. You guys listen to this guy? I go back and I look at the last 2 days. We're 4-3. That's not great. The word he used was trash. And I said, fella, what are we doing here? We're looking for perfection. But thank you. 16-40. Yeah, I haven't like tracked since the beginning of whatever round. I've tracked like overall since we've started. But 16-40 from whenever you've started, that's not bad. Over the last 100, a 60% hit rate on props is not bad, I would say, huh? Appreciate that, Steve. Shout out to you for tracking. Fade Trey if he plays, somebody says with the eyes. Yeah, fade Trey if he plays is risky because he's not going to be 100%, even though the guy in the comment section thought that he would be 100%, right? This is going to be a definitely limited Trae Young, but is a limited Trae Young. Like, they didn't play him last time, which is an indication that he's definitely not healthy in a game 4 of a game where if you lose, it's basically over down 3-1, right? And this was before Giannis was injured, so the full-strength Hawks outside of Dante DiVincenzo. So Trae Young is not going to be fully healthy today. Trae Young might be 70% healthy today, and that's going to be a lot. I would say closer to 50% healthy. Now, this is a guy who thrives off of pick and rolls and pick and pops and that type of stuff, floaters, all that. So he can still benefit and get you a 12 or 13 assist game, right? Trae Young can still get you there. And on a slate where there's no Giannis now, and you just have a banged up Clint Capella. Bogdanovich seems to be getting healthier, but who knows how healthy? Is it 80%? Is it 60%, right? So with that all said, on a showdown slate, I would still have interest in Trae Young, but it would still be Drew in Middleton and Bobby Portis ahead of Trae Young in terms of my overall priorities today. And probably in Pat Connaughton because he's cheaper. But Trae Young right now, for me, projects out as my third highest projected player. And then the person who's in fourth is like 10 points off. So he's still not going to fade him, but completely understand if you wanted to fade him, for sure. Any new prize pick, says Grand Attraction. No, none yet. I'm looking at a couple, but I'm kind of waiting on this Trae Young news. To be completely honest with you, I'm kind of waiting on the Trae Young news right now, just because that's going to affect a lot of things. That affected a lot of things the other night when Trae Young got ruled out, and he's currently projected in on prize picks. So these are the prize picks that I have right now. If you're brand new to the streams or you're tuning back in like Redmond, you might not know what prize picks is or be as up to speed. But prize picks is actually running $1 million promo right now. If you sign up for the first time, you get $100 or you get up to $100 in a match. So if you want to sign up, use the code SAL, S-A-L. And if you use that code when you sign up, any money you put in, they'll give you a free bet. That's been the running promotion during the NBA postseason. But, and this is a big old booty, you will also get a link to a contest where you have to choose 5 options. If you choose the 5 correctly, which it's a hard thing to do, you win $1 million. If you choose one correctly, I think you get like 50. You have to like nail the exact points at one point. So yeah, it's interesting. So you can check it out down below. And if you're somebody who's already a member and you want to take advantage of that, you have to refer somebody. Who's getting injured tonight, somebody says? Hopefully nobody. Capella or Bogdanovich today? The answer for me will be Clint Capella. Clint Capella if Trae is in. If Trae is out, Bogdanovich. So there's your if or then. Opinions on Trae playing. I would say I've been projected in right now. The beautiful thing is we only have one game tonight, so I don't have to run all these hypotheticals too much because we're going to get that news on Trae probably within the next hour. So I'll just update it on Patreon. If you're a Patreon, you'll benefit from getting those updates. If you want to reach out to me on Twitter, odds are I might not be around because I'm going to be picking up some kava and getting some food, but I'll try and answer you if I can. At SalVetcherDFS. You can follow over there. But that's a beautiful thing. I don't really have to guess too much. But for the answer of entertainment and giving you some sort of little thing right here for you, I think Trae plays. I don't think he'll be healthy. I think Trae will play today and be about 65% healthy. 65% healthy Trae Young can still do some things. I I don't think it'll be as bad because of the injury not being re-injured and not being an injury that was hurt twice in the year like James Harden's hamstring and then re-injured again. It's not that, right? When you re-injure something, it's even longer of a recovery period, right? It's an injured piece of your body that just got injured again, right? So I do think that Trae Young is higher than the 25 to 50% James Harden that you saw in terms of his health. I don't trust Bogdanovic's legs. Oh, no. I'm fading both Capella and Collins. All right, I think that's fine. Lopez, Portis, Middleton, and Holiday are going nuts today. So my man Arson is fading Capella and Collins. He's got those 4 in his lineup. All right, I think we can start to guess your lineup, my man. I had CP3 and Morris from last night's game, and I'm set up well for a big night. Ooh, so I apologize. My man Paul earlier was asking about the 2-game slate. He meant specifically last night's 2-game slate heading into today. That's what you're meaning, right? Drew Holiday, it was still my answer. But that just kind of connected with me because of what Matthew's saying. I had CP3 and Morris from last game, and I'm set up well for a big night. That's lovely. I mean, it doesn't get much better than CP3 and Morris. You're set up very well for a big night. Hopefully you play your cards right tonight. That's very big. And also some people might forget about those lineups. They might not switch if Trae is in or out, depending. So you're in a good spot if you're paying attention tonight on those. So nice job. There's a 2-game slate that included last night games and tonight. Correct. Yes. Is there enough value to get to that would justify Portis at captain? Yeah, I think that not even enough value. I think there's enough points to go around. If you go Portis at captain, if Trae Young plays, it makes it easier to do it. Without that, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you put Portis at captain, I mean, there's a chance Portis can score 40 points tonight, right? Portis can play 30 minutes, his 1.2 fantasy points per minute. There's your 40 points, right? Basically. But if you put Portis at captain, he can get you 35. Middleton, Drew Holiday, Trae Young, if they're all in today and scoring well, there you go. That's where your upside comes from. How y'all doing in the chat today? How's everybody's days going? I was going to say your start to your week, but since yesterday was my birthday, I didn't do really anything. We did the video in the morning, but then just hung out all day, moved around, went all around the city and did some things. Yesterday felt like a weekend Sunday, so today feels like back to work. So it literally feels like a Monday for me, but it's a Thursday. If the Bucks lose the series to the Hawks without Trae, how do you judge Holiday and Middleton? We'll have to see what happens. Do they lose in the next 2 games, and are those 2 guys both playing really bad? I guess. I think Drew Holiday is currently the best 2-way guard in the NBA, meaning that defense is taken into account. That answer would probably be Klay Thompson if he had not missed the last 2 seasons, but I think Drew Holiday is the best defensive point guard in the NBA right now. These next 2 games can make him a different level in terms of, these next 2 games don't give a fuck, right? If they win these next 2 games, they're going to get no credit. It's just what they should do. They're favorites still. And if they lose these next 2 games, it's not great, but they have the bailout of Giannis not being there, the best player in the series, the best player left in the playoffs probably. Middleton-wise, I already think he's fantastic. Yeah, you can't tell me that Middleton's not fantastic. Middleton has like 1 bad shooting night. And then he goes off for like 38 points. Then he has another bad shooting night, and he's not good at basketball anymore. And then he goes off for 30 points, right? So I don't want to hear the BS about Middleton not being great and stuff. He's a shooter, right? Shooters get streaky. Not everybody can be Steph Curry every night. So Middleton has already looked really good to me this postseason. He's had his slumps earlier on. I mean, the Nets series was like a brutal one for Middleton until Game 7, and then taking them into the next round based off of his shooting late and in the overtime period. So yeah, Middleton in the first 2 and 3 out of 4 games of the Nets series was not great. Other than that, though, it's been fine. Middleton has to prove himself tonight. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think they'll play fine. To be contrarian, low-owned captain, stick with the Bucks. Yeah, I think Bobby Portis is the contrarian low-owned captain from the Bucks, if that's what you're looking for. Hey, Sal. Hey, how you doing? I'm watching Trae news as well before I start dashing, somebody says. There we go. How did you do on Poly last night? Yeah, well, the Poly market, I had the Bucks, so not well. Or last night. I thought you mentioned the night before. Last night I didn't play. I didn't play anything on Poly market. I didn't really play anything outside of some prize picks yesterday because it was my birthday and I just wasn't around. I went to a comedy show where I could not have my phone the whole time. I got there at 7:30 Central Time and did not leave till around 11. So 3.5 hours in there with your phone. They put it in these little bags. Joe Rogan puts them in and locks them up so people can't take clips, put it on Twitter out of context, and make it look like they're assholes when they're at a comedy show, right? That's the world we live in. People clout chasing off of other people's successful careers. Lemon Pepper Lou. Hey, Lemon Pepper, what a freestyle. Life's too short to bet the under. Facts. I don't have a bet on the total today, but I do have the -2. Hey, Sal, how do you like Brook Lopez at 3.3x today, captain spot for SuperDraft? It looks good. Brook Lopez is my 3rd favorite SuperDraft play behind Drew Holiday and then Middleton. So it looks fine. Yeah, I like those other guys more, but he's still fine. Trey bringing the shimmy tonight. Oof, yeah, he's brought in like 2 out of these last 3 games. 2 out of the last 4 games now, right? Yeah. No, 2 out of the last 3 because he didn't play last game. Yep. Trey at captain spot. Yeah, he's one of my 5 captains. He would be my... Trey Young would be my 4th favorite captain, I think, tonight. Holiday captain. Holiday the man tonight. Yeah, Holiday's my favorite captain tonight. I don't trust Connaughton. He plays a lot of minutes, yet he ain't good. No, he's good. You're just judging it from a fantasy perspective, my man Arson. Like, Pat Connaughton is a quality rotational player for a basketball team. Very similar to PJ Tucker. What do? They can space the floor, meaning shoot threes, and play defense. And also Pat Connaughton for a wing can rebound. He can play physical defense, right? So, yeah. Happy birthday, young fella. I appreciate that. Strongest captain play of the night, I think, is Drew Holiday. And it's very close with Holiday and Middleton. It's literally a coin flip, but for the price discount, give me Holiday. Danny Martinez says, what's the pick? What's the pick for what? I mean, I have Milwaukee -2 tonight, if that's what you're asking. So Sal took over for Dan Patrick. What does that mean? What does that mean? I know who Dan Patrick is, but what does that mean? Middleton has to prove himself tonight. Fading Trey if he plays, ? I prefer the other Bucks. So if I had to choose between the two, yes, but I might try these lineups out with Bobby Portis captain or Brook Lopez captain or John Collins captain and see if we can fit all the others. Total over and spread Bucks. I don't have anything on the total, aka the over-under, but I have the spread -2 Bucks. Trust Forbes if he starts at his price? Yeah, I think so. If Trey is out, would you run Bogdanovich, Horder, and Reddish at captain? Not Reddish. Horder and Bogdanovich are fine. Lopez or Portis? Portis by a mile for me. I caught Portis at 17 and Pat at 12 today on Fantasy Score and Prize Picks earlier. Yeah, I got Portis at 17 as well, I believe. Let me see. Let me double check that. Yeah, getting Portis at 17. What is he at now? I mean, I have Bobby Portis today projected for like 28 points. 17 is just an absolute joke. So, yeah, here's some of the other ones. We were talking about him earlier. A lot of these are fantasy point based. Like I have the under on Kevin Horder because you had to take somebody from the other team. I like that if Trey Young plays. Pat Connaughton over 12.5 looks great. Bobby Portis over 17 looks great. Right, Middleton over 44.5. I have him at 54. Drew Holiday over 22.5 points. I have him at like 26. We love all these. There's probably even more out there in the marketplace right now. Let's look at even more now. So let's see what they're at right now, fantasy points wise. Yeah, they've all. Oh my God, they've increased so much. Middleton's at 48. We got him at 44.5. This is great. This is good fun. Bobby Portis is at 25. We got him at 17 earlier. He's at 25 now. Hopefully, you watched the video this morning. I mean, this is just easy money. 16.5 Connaughton, 12.5. Yeah, you can't be betting the fantasy score props now at this point. Like Bryn Forbes, if he starts, you could at 11. That's not too bad. Man, I mean, we really fucking balled out. I mean, Trey Young at 44. If he starts, I have him at 50 points. Like, that's not bad still for props. And then you have the single stats. But holy shit, like, we're already counting dollar bills, y'all, in terms of where these closing lines are. Like, this is an 8-point difference where it opened today. This is insane. They must have fallen asleep at the wheel and forgot about Giannis. My God. Trey is out, somebody said. All right, we'll update that then. Trey Young ruled out 1 minute ago. Man, tough day for the dude in the comment section earlier today who said that Trey Young was participated in shoot around on Tuesday and that he's fine, not injured at all, even though he later missed that game. All right, so we're going to have to do some updates. More Cam Reddish run, more Lou Williams run. It's Lou Williams night yet again. We'll update this as we go. So Trey Young is now out here. We'll update this as we go now. We have to now give away 40 minutes of Trey Young's run. And we'll go through there. Per Fantasy Labs, he's officially out. Yep. Portis is now 25. Yeah, that's crazy. Bryn Forbes over under a half of an assist. No bet for me. Do you like Portis if he doesn't start? Yeah, I like him either way. Think Dunn gets any run tonight if Trey is out? He looked pretty bad. Dunn was fine on defense. I thought he was fine on defense. That's what they got him for in the first place. He's not really an offensive player. So Chris Dunn's a defensive player. I think now Chris Dunn actually enters the rotation yet again. So, yes, I think Chris Dunn will play another 8 minutes, call it, right? And if Chris Dunn plays 8 minutes, there's 32 minutes to give out now with no Trey Young out there. So we'll update these momentarily. Yeah, you got to wait at least a couple of weeks to be able to play on a bruised bone. Yeah, it's brutal, right? What Atlanta overs or unders would you take now before they change? Good call. So right now in the marketplace, I would go ahead and I would take the over on Bogdanovich, 28 points. That looks solid. Gallo, 19 is kind of like a wishy-washy. I wish we had a Lou Williams over under in terms of fantasy scoring. I mean, Bogdanovich is really the only one that looks decent. Gallo looks okay at 19. But not really something that I'm too enamored with. You see Gallo last time out 10 points. I mean, we're not going to just judge it off of that, as you can clearly see before that, doing fine. But yeah, the fantasy scoring, it would be Bogdanovich's fantasy scoring. Let's see if we get any type of assist numbers, though, from like a Lou Williams on the single stat stuff. So, Lou Williams assists. Yeah, they're not putting Lou Williams on here. They don't feel confident in the way that they can project. Motherfuckers. Maybe they'll add a Lou Williams number after they update this, but Bogdanovic's overs look nice. Kevin Huerter assists don't look great. Kevin Huerter 3-pointers made if it's 2. Like, that's not bad. You know I hate 3-pointers made, but while we're here and we have some sort of benefit on the Bogdanovic over 28 because that's going to move up to like 26. We can just put $20 Ruskies on it. Oh, they changed it. Oh, you have to get 2 guys from 2 teams, but they might have also changed it. So, yeah, Bogdanovic really is like the only one right now until we see what the new ones are. They still haven't changed it. But that being said, it makes it now really hard to get away from a Drew Holiday Middleton in general. Like Drew Holiday and Middleton at all right now just looks fantastic. But let's update for no Trae Young. Yeah, no Trae Young is going to cause some big old issues in terms of like the -2 that we have right now. I'm curious what the market's going to move to. It went to -3. I'll see. Maybe it'll move to like -4, -5.5 like it did the other night. But that was with Giannis in. Well, it actually moved to -10. Huerter at 4 assists, had 7 the last 2 games. Yeah, Huerter at 4 assists, I saw that one too. That's not bad. Yep. Do you like Huerter's over fantasy points on Prize Picks? I prefer the assists, the 3-pointers even over the fantasy points. Since Trae is out, is Bogdanovic and Capella a good option? Capella, meh. Bogdanovic, yeah. Bogdanovic becomes a captain option now. PJ Tucker, 3+ steals tonight. All right, best of luck, Fuller Lifestyle. Does Tucker get a rebound boost tonight? No, I don't think so. Y'all know what time it is, says Devontae Rogers. Uh-oh. Damn, we all the way in the what? Right now we are at the beginning of July, which July ratings never happen in the NBA due to the way the season usually ends. So we're in a historic time, July 1st NBA basketball. We're all the way in July, and we're still getting not the last second injury news, but the player ruled out have to update style injury news. So let's update now. So I'm going to put Chris Dunn into the rotation. So let's start to update this. I'll put Chris Dunn into the rotation now, and we gave him 8 minutes of play. Let's see. Kevin Huerter, I'm now going to bump up by 2 minutes, give him 38. John Collins will keep at his 34. Bogdanovic, I'm going to increase to 36. Capella, I had at 33, and I believe we'll keep him there. Lou Williams, clearly going to get a bump up here. We'll give Sweet Lou almost more than double his run at 30 minutes. We move him from 14 to 30. Gallo, I had at 25. We're going to keep Gallo at 25. Reddish obviously gets a bump up. We'll give Reddish 20. And Okongwu will give 10. And that's about it. If you want to give Solomon Hill a couple of minutes, you can. I really don't care to give him his 4 minutes. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much in my opinion. So let's now update for Patreon. So if you are a Patreon, I'm about to update it. And then we could run the optimizer. And we can go from there. Let me just add Mr. Chris Dunn to what we're doing over here. So Chris Dunn is what? Is he $3,000 again? So Chris Dunn is currently 14. I said 3,000 as if it was a 2-game slate. 1,400. All right, let's run these projections now. Rerun the projections. We'll get to the questions when we get to the questions. But with that said, Chris Dunn enters the lineup for 8 minutes, and I have currently now Chris Dunn at 5.7 fantasy points. Not great. The bump ups are going to come for Kevin Huerter. I have Kevin Huerter at 29.1. So if you are on the over fantasy points, that's by about a couple of points on Prize Picks. That's not bad if it's still available at that number. John Collins doesn't move up too much, but 33.2 is not bad either. Bogdanovic gets the big bump up. So hopefully you got the over on Bogdanovic. I have Bogdanovic right now at 32.9 points. He becomes a yes for me on SuperDraft. He might be my favorite SuperDraft play now, Bogdanovic, and he'll become a yes for me over on DraftKings. Capella, some stuff is going to change, but 33.6 makes him a fine captain option if you wanted to go there. Nothing incredible. We should call out now that Lou Williams is definitely captain worthy. Lou Williams at 30.5 points is going to be up there with Bobby Portis as the best play on the slate today. We'll rerun the optimizer momentarily, and you can get a look at all of that. 21.7 is the projection on Gallo. I have Cam Reddish at 15 flats, and I have Okongwu getting a slight bump to 8.7. So with that all said, I am updating the optimizer. The optimizer is now updated, and let us go into the optimizer. Cool. So, fellow patrons, the projections are getting updated right now, and we're about to recrunch this optimizer here. So let's add some more people into it, right? Pat Connaughton on SuperDraft, question mark. Pat Connaughton on SuperDraft for me today he's like a fringe last guy in if you wanted to go there. So in terms of captains now, let's redo our captain's exposures. We'll go Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bogdanovic, Clint Capella, and Lou Williams. We'll limit it to 5. So we'll take out John Collins now. We'll put Capella in. We'll take out Brook Lopez. So that's where we're going to go with this. We'll put some crazy randomness on, and we'll build that 150 lineups. And let's see now what we get in terms of overall lineups. See what we get now. Is leaving 6.2K on the table too much in a single entry too much? How many people are in the contest? If there's like less than 1,000 people, that's probably way too much. Unless you really, really, really like your lineup. Now, there's obviously there's a cheap Pat Connaughton. There's a cheap Bobby Portis on this slate. There's a cheap captain option in Drew Holiday with a lot of upside. There's a really cheap captain option in Lou Williams if you think he can drop 40, which he definitely can, 40 fantasy points at 52. So leaving money on the table is, I would say, very easy to do today and still have a strong lineup. 6.2K sounds like a lot, but also it's a showdown slate, so the salaries are just a wider disparity. So yeah, especially if you're going with a value captain. I would say it depends on how much money you're leaving on the table versus like what is your other option. If getting the next most expensive player in your lineup only leaves $1,000 on the table, like that's where the gap is, then yeah, it's all about the context that's there, but I would say that it is okay. So everything is now updated on Patreon. Denia is dropping 30 points tonight, somebody says. Oh boy. Hope not. So with this said, let's look at my new exposures. Oh baby. We're getting close to 100% on Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. This is crunching 150 lineups, by the way. Oh, baby. Lou Williams, 61%. Antetokounmpo's brother today. That's going to be a hard no for me. I have Denanis at 2 minutes of play today, so not for me. Dropping 30 today. Yikes. Hey, Sal, rank your top 4 captains today. Top 4 captains for me are probably going to be Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Lou Williams, and Bogdanovich. Capella is very close. Capella would be the 5th. Sal, Portis on Prize Picks is up to 25 after your recommendation. I'm on at 17. Is that now high enough to take the under? High enough to take the under? Not for me. I have Bobby Portis today projected for 25.84 points, so it's actually proper at this point. Reddish or Gallo today? I will take Gallo. Yes, give me Gallo. Reddish I have for 15 points today. It's not that great. He had a nice game last time out, but look, Reddish came back and he played well, 5 of 9. The casual basketball fan who does not pay attention to the NBA all season long and then last year in Reddish's rookie year know damn well that Reddish is not a shooter. Him shooting 5 of 9 is an outlier, right? Him shooting 60% or so, right, 58, 57% is an outlier. Cam Reddish is not that type of a basketball shooter. Can he get hot another game, back-to-back games? Sure. Is that the likely outcome? No. But a lot of people probably saw that and said, oh, this guy got run. He came back healthy. He's finally back with the team. This is Cam Reddish. Oh, I heard that name in college, right? No, that's not the player that he is, right? Pew Holiday, somebody says. Lou Williams captain? Yeah, I think Lou Williams captain looks very appealing today. I think he'll probably be my 3rd highest owned captain. I can't trust Collins. Dude will play like prime Kevin Garnett one game and Hassim. Yeah, Collins, it's not even really him so much. Like, he's picked up his 4th personal foul in the 3rd quarter in back-to-back games and is like just the coach, just ends up taking him out. It just depends if they go small ball Collins over Capella. Yeah. It's a little bit harder now that they can't go with Trey out there. Don't sleep on Collins. What's up, Sal? Happy belated birthday, my guy. I appreciate that. Let's get this money, y'all. Let's get it. DZ. How you doing, boss man? Aaron Holiday or Aaron Rodgers a captain? Oh, Aaron Rodgers all day. Williams or Khan? Lou Williams for sure over Pat Connaughton. Every day of the week. I don't see Middleton dropping more than 40. We're talking 40 fantasy points. Are you talking real-life points? Yeah, I wouldn't project him for 40 real-life points either. Horder at 4 assists, had 7 the last 2 games. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's look at the updated Prize Pick stuff now that they probably updated it. Let's see if they left any bad numbers out there. Yeah, they just don't want to put the fantasy points out there for Lou Williams. Look at this. These motherfuckers on Prize Picks are big scared of putting a number out there on Lou Williams that we can hammer. I'm going to be honest with you. Chris Middleton's at 48 fantasy points. Drew Holiday's at 46.5. I have both these guys projected for over 53. So, like, both these numbers on the overs still look good. Taking them together, though, is a little bit risky because they're obviously on the same team. But both of them still look really good. They don't have any Atlanta numbers out right now on Prize Picks. They are probably updating them as we speak. No Atlanta numbers out for anything. So, give us, my man behind the curtain, he's probably watching this right now, give us the props, you cowards. We already got them on the hook from this morning. This morning they laid, right? They threw it in, right? They were just little fish. Just little fish in the water, right? Just having a good day. Bobby Portis 17 over under on the fantasy points on Prize. Oh, just a little fish in the water. Bam. All these motherfuckers, 9 a.m. when the video dropped this morning. 17.5, 25 projection, eyes lit up. reel that motherfucking fish in. We're searing that shit up right now. We're about to eat it too. Williams or Capella? I'll take Lou Williams. Yeah, Lou Williams is neck and neck right now with Lou Williams and Bobby Portis, my two favorite plays in the slate. And that is where we're at with that. Lou Williams and Bobby Portis, my two favorite plays on the slate. Let's see if we can get a lineup. No lineup out yet. Hopefully we get a lineup shortly, though. But yeah, Lou Williams, Bobby Portis, two favorite plays on the slate. How y'all doing, by the way? Well, let's check the national calendar day. I actually haven't checked it yet today. How y'all doing? Tell me how's your day's going. How's your week's going? What are you guys struggling with? What are you guys accomplishing? Let's have more of a conversation. We're talking basketball the whole time. We discovered the Trae Young out stuff. We got you all covered. Don't worry. We're chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool. This game starts in like an hour. We'll have been 40 minutes on a showdown slate. There's definitely a guaranteed Game 6 coming. So, yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a guaranteed Game 6 coming on Saturday, which we will cover not on the live stream, but in the morning. So, yeah. Today is National Postal Workers Day. National Creative Ice Cream Flavors Day. The fuck? National U.S. Postage Stamp Day goes hand in hand. All right. National Ginger Snap Day. Not the greatest of days, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, not the greatest. Oh, Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day is actually pretty nice. There's one called like the Ooey Gooey at Jenny's Ice Cream by me. And then another one called like Blueberry Brickle. And it's amazing. It's amazing. $2 super chat from Bobby Meets World. I appreciate that, Bobby. He says, Lopez or Portis tonight? Give me Portis. Williams or Capella? Give me Williams. Thanks, Sal. You like Holiday and Sweet Lou more than D. Mooney, LOL? More than Darnell Mooney? Yeah, I like them both more tonight than I like Darnell Mooney this season. Yes, I would say I feel more confident in Sweet Lou and Holiday tonight than I do Darnell Mooney this full season. Nothing against Mooney, really. It's just harder as a wide receiver to really pop off and project your whole season than one game of the NBA tonight, right? You know what I'm saying? AMC to the moon, somebody says. Not for me. VOO to the moon. And people are going to be like, oh, this guy's pitching stocks. No, VOO is Vanguard's, basically Vanguard, just their ETF, low fee. It's like 0.1%. It's just their ETF that models the S&P 500. And yes, it's not exciting. It is boring. But when I was going to say when you're 24, but even if you're 44, you put it in there, sits for 20 years, you continuously put it in there, and that shit goes up 11% a year, baby. 8% at the very worst. Well, not at the very worst. A year on average. I don't know about Lou on SuperDraft. Lou on SuperDraft looks quality, but not great. Yeah, Sweet Lou on SuperDraft. I would still rank SuperDraft right now. Drew Holiday, Middleton. Bogdanovich looks way better than Sweet Lou on SuperDraft, right? Way better. I have him for like 8 more points. Best center play, please. My man. I was going to say my man, but it says Mrs. Yates. Best center play. We're on a fucking showdown slate. You talking about the 2-game slate? What are we talking about here? Best center play. What are we talking about? Showdown. Best center. What you talking about? We talking about center plays. What you talking about? What do you mean best center play, man? It's just a showdown slate. I mean, your options are like Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, and Clint Capella. I'll take Bobby Portis if you count him. It's pouring down rain in Oklahoma. Oh, damn. God damn. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Bud coaches the Bucks. Yes, Bud coaches the Bucks. Yes. Corrected myself right after that. Just join. Portis a good captain option? I think so. Portis would be a great captain if he starts not coming off the bench. No, I think coming off the bench he's still fine because he could still play 24 minutes pretty easily off the bench. And in 24 minutes, Bobby Portis can definitely drop 35 points. Donnie's minutes, 2 minutes. Collins is good, just inconsistent. Yeah. Yep. Would be his night without Giannis in the way. Williams or Khan? Give me Williams. Best center play things. 2 games slate from yesterday. So the best center play tonight then, if it's 2 games slate from yesterday. Bobby Portis if he counts as a center for you. Otherwise, Clint Capella, because then you're only choosing between 2. Cam Reddish or Bobby Portis? Bobby Portis for sure. Capella or Bogdanovich? Today on SuperDraft it is Bogdanovich. And on DraftKings it is going to be... Capella looks slightly better on DraftKings. He's cheaper and he projects out for more for me. Over under 4.5 brewskis Sal's drank yesterday. Somebody said over. You're actually wrong. It was 3. I had 2 IPAs, which actually, hey, this is a technicality. What do IPAs count as? They were like 7% IPAs, 16 ounces. So that's probably over 4, right? Like what kind of beers? But I was fine. It was like we went to a place that's like upstairs at Caroline's. It was really nice in downtown. I mean, there's just like homeless people all around there though, so it gets a little bit sketchy at night. Never used to be like that. I don't know how the fuck they're going to fix that shit, but upstairs at Caroline's, and I got an IPA there. Then about half hour later, after we got some food, chilling out, relaxing, maxing all cool, got another IPA, and then I got a beer a Shiner Bach, whatever the fuck they're called out here. Rock, I don't even know, but I got one of those because that's like the only thing that they fucking had at this bar. But that was it, like over a 4 hour period. So I was fine. Was able to drive. Trae Young out, correct. I like Lou over Portis captain. How about you, Sal? I like Lou over Portis captain as well. Playoffs. Don't talk to me about playoffs for sure. For the last one, would you play Horder, Collins, Capella, or Lopez? Horder, Collins, Capella, or Lopez? I believe my answer, let's see. I'll take, if price doesn't matter, like if price mattered, I would say that Lopez is your best value, but if price doesn't matter, give me Capella. Caroline's the comedy club? No. I went to Vulcan Gas Company. I don't even know if it's really a comedy club. Now they have comedy shows there because Rogan goes there a lot. They have a stage now, but I think it used to be a bar only. But Vulcan Gas Company. Would you put Sweet Lou and Portis in the same lineup? I think you can, yes. Darnell says, might be a fade. I don't know about Lou Will on SuperDraft. Yeah, on SuperDraft, it's not that great. Taking a hit for you, Sal. Hey. In late, Young is out. See? Yes, he is out. We have updated it. We talked about it. Happy day after you were born, Sal. Appreciate that. Thank you. Was the $1 profitable on your B day yesterday? I think yesterday, I don't even know what we did on Prize Picks. I think we might have like broke even on, let me see what we did yesterday. I only played on Prize Picks, and I ended up taking, I ended up taking the +1 on the Suns the night before. So Suns as underdogs, we'll fucking take that. Suns win by fucking 30. So the Suns profitable, yes, $100 bet to win like whatever the line was, -110 to win like 90, whatever it was back. So yes, profitable from that bet. Let's see what last night was, though. Last night, we lost 20 on a 3-pick play, and then we got 20 back, and then that was both on Wednesday. So Prize Picks was a wash. Am I reading this right? Prize Picks was a wash, and yeah. Wait. Prize Picks was refunded $20. Refunded plus $20. I don't know what that means. I got 3 out of 4 right, and 1 did not participate. So I think we made 20 on Prize Picks, so it was a wash. And then, yeah, so actually it was profitable, yes. It was. Didn't even fucking check to look this morning. What's your favorite type of beer? Yeah, so I was never a beer guy in college at all. Like, I would just drink whatever's at the tailgate, Coors or something, but I didn't like beer. I was just like, okay, I'm in college, let's just rip some shots and go with that. But now I really do enjoy IPAs. If you ask me for a specific one, I usually just get whatever's on draft local, so I don't even know like a specific IPA brand. I like ambers as well. So probably ambers and IPAs, but IPAs way more. I just like the hoppiness of IPAs. I don't know anything fucking about beers, though. I love going to breweries. I literally just started drinking beer like 2 years ago because I didn't really like it in college. And now I actually enjoy it more, just casually sitting at breweries. But if there's any, for the brewery and beer lovers out there, whatever the fucking IPA is, like the hoppiness of it, if there's anything that's not as highly, it tastes like an IPA, has that hoppiness to it, but is not as potent. So I don't got to drink a fucking 16-ounce, 7% beer. Like I can sip on one that's a normal, 4%, 5%. So let me know. Modelo is the best in my opinion. I've had Modelo, yeah. Any interest in Forbes? If he starts, but yeah, he's in a player pool. I have him at 22 minutes. Looks pretty good. Holiday of Sweet Lou at captain. Holiday or Sweet Lou? I'll take Holiday. But I'll take Sweet Lou in that same lineup. Let's get it. Best captain for you guys. Holiday, Middleton, Lou Williams, in my opinion. Who scores more fantasy points, Lopez or Portis today? I have Lopez for more points, but Portis is way cheaper. Gallinari or Pat today? If you need the salary savings, I'll go with Pat Connaughton. He grades out really well. Feelings about lagers, Jagers. I don't really know. I mean, I like Yingling. I used to drink. I guess I used to drink Yingling in like college at tailgates, and I never go out of my way to get a Yingling now. So I guess indifferent. Any news on Trey? Yeah, he's out. Infused with fruit, not as hoppy. Gotcha. So, hazy IPAs. I like the hoppiness of IPAs, but hazy IPAs are fantastic. I mean, that's got to be like the drink of the summer, right? I mean, hazy IPAs are just taking a Blue Moon and making them a little bit better. Got a Widow's Peak too. High five, bro. Yeah, I got a Widow's Peak. An Italiano with a Widow's Peak, and my barber just shaves that shit every time we go in there. Shave that shit down. I gotta get some spray tan, get that shit evened out. Any player props stand out to you? Yeah, a shit ton. Everything from Milwaukee this morning stood out. Hopefully you got in on it because earlier this morning it got incredible with the value we were able to get on the player props. This Hoarder under now does not seem as great, but we did a flex play, so it's fine. But all these player props are now above. Actually, Drew Holiday is still at 22.5 real life points. I would still take that, obviously, because it's the same. Yeah, boy. Thanks, Sal. You the man. No, you the man or woman. All right, everybody. We're bouncing. We've been live for 15 minutes about one game. So there's no NBA games tomorrow. We're going to be doing I'm going to be releasing a vlog tomorrow of my Denver trip, hiking the Rocky Mountains with two of my buddies. That'll release tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be doing a live stream. So be sure to get in there on Underdog Fantasy Best Ball Drafting. Motherfuckers, we're 1 month away from the NFL preseason. August 5th, Hall of Fame game. Do not get me started. I can't fucking wait. We got 1 month. In that 1 month, there'll be some nice MMA events. UFC, big old one. If you're into boxing, celebrity shit, or TikTok, YouTube, entertaining stuff, hell yeah. If you're into the MLB, we got projections. We now have an optimizer for the MLB over on Patreon. We're continuing to cover the PGA over on Patreon. People are like, where'd the PGA shows go? It's like, hey, I don't got a lot of time to do this. I'm doing a lot of shit behind the scenes. This is my one slow month, so I'm taking vacations. I got 2 fucking weddings. We're taking a chill pill. I know you guys like the PGA and the golf videos. I like doing them. But at some point, you got to say, hey, life's more than just working. Even though this will work for me, it's fun. It's interactive. It's fun. It's exciting. Talking about sports. Still, you got to balance yourselves, right? So that's what we're doing in this down season. Because once the NFL season starts, once that preseason starts in August, that shit runs through the Super Bowl. They ain't no weeks. They ain't no weeks off. That shit just runs through the Super Bowl. So we got to be ready to grind. NFL, let's go. Yeah, if you today the draft guide released for the NFL. There's a way to get it through Prize Picks. They're sponsoring it. You can get it for free. It might not be in the description of this video, but it's in the description of all the NFL videos that released today. I sent it to all the people who pre-ordered it, so you should be getting those emails today. Check it out if you haven't already. Check out my YouTube channel. It's Mrs. Useni. Alrighty. Favorite IPA is Ja Allah for sure. I'll have to check it out. Dogfish Head is popular around here. Okay. Sal, Harpoon Rec Leagues are a lower ABP, 4% IPA. Thank you for that. NRP, I appreciate that. I'll have to screenshot that, check it out. I don't know if they'll have that at like most breweries, but alrighty, gang. Suns fire. Yeah, they in them finals. The lemon pepper wings at Magic City are banging, somebody says. All right. Let's get that bag, fellas. McGregor going to starch P-Head. Wow, Poirier this time around. I mean, he almost starched him in the second fight, right? Like, if you guys remember, in the first round, he stunned Poirier, and Poirier said it in the interview, like, he stunned me. If he would have approached me, it might have been over. Peace out, gang. You all rock. See you in the next one. See you tomorrow for some more vlogging content and for some more live stream NFL best balls. Peace out, gang. See ya.